All right. Give everybody a few minutes to get in. We got a few people in already. Let's see. I'll give everybody about just a little longer to jump in. And then we'll get started. All right, so we'll get started. Now, I know last week I did a live stream and I talked about sleeping with the enemy. And I know, enemy was misspelled, but YouTube wouldn't allow me to correct it. Well, Facebook wouldn't pick up the correction. So anyway, but that's that. So last week talked about sleeping with the enemy. And actually what came up recently, it was doing a divination, is actually there's another enemy that you could be sleeping with and you don't know. That's the crazy thing. You have no clue. And so last week we talked about your star and your mate star being incompatible. And so today, what I want to talk about is the other enemy that you could be sleeping with. And that is that you could actually be married and not even know that you're married. You could be married to a jinn. Yes, I said you can be married to a jinn. So it is highly possible. How do I know it's possible? Because I was married to a jinn. And I know some other people who were married to jinn. And so when you're married to a jinn, you may see some symptoms of being married to a jinn. And these symptoms may be in you or in your partner. Or it could be in both of you, because both of you could be married to a jinn. So one of the things is when you are someone who like has a string of relationships and they all end for whatever reason they end. Who knows? But they're not successful. That is because jinn are jealous. When they marry you, they want you. They don't want anyone else to have you at all. Now, you can go out and have casual sex with whomever you want to have. They're not going to bother you about that. But when you get into a relationship with someone, that jinn will become jealous because your attention will actually move towards that person. And so it's like, being with someone and your lover is jealous and they don't want you to be with anybody else. It's no difference. Now, a jinn will come to you and marry you like when you're a teenager. I mean, I know people who have been married to jinn since they were 13 and they're in their 40s and they just found out that they were married to a jinn and they were wondering why they would have dreams. And this is another way to find out that you're married to a jinn. Well, I guess I don't think I've mentioned any of them so far, but this is how you can find out whether or not you're married to a jinn. Have a divination, that'll tell you right off the bat. But there are some things that you can look out for or be aware of that may be an indication that you're married to a jinn. And so one of those things is if you're someone who has dreams and there's a person who comes to you in those dreams for sex, and the sex is like woof off the chain. It's like on a whole nother level. It's on like lit to the 1,000th power. That is an indication that you highly likely that you actually have a jinn. And for some people, they will actually reach climax, or they will orgasm as a result of that dream, because you're actually having a sexual encounter with your husband or with your wife, because they're married to you. The only thing about that is you were never invited to the wedding at all. You just weren't invited. They just married you. And they will marry you. They won't marry you like when you're, like 8, 9, 10 years old. They'll wait until, you are a teenager. So when you fall into puberty, they'll marry you around that time. And sometimes it's later in life. So they don't have to marry you when you're young, but it's later in life. And you can tell if you pay attention there will be a pattern or some type of pattern when they come to you to have sexual relations with you. Like I know someone whose genie used to come on Fridays and Mondays and sleep with them, and she remembered from the time she was 13. And how did she find out? She actually went to Ghana with me, and one of my elders saw it and said, "Oh, this jinn comes to you on these days." And she was like, "Oh my God, yeah." And it had been happening, since she was 13. And so the elder said, "That's because you're married. He has married you, and that's why you can't be in a successful relationship. Because get this, the genie will either have you leave the relationship, something to happen to have you leave the relationship, or have your partner to leave you. So the partner will be influenced, because you all have free will, of course, but the partner will be influenced to do something in the relationship, or just make up their mind they don't want to be with you all of a sudden because of something that you've done. And who knows what that can be. So a lot of times we may be running around here thinking that we can't find love. Love is escaping us. There are no good men. There are no good women. Blah, blah, blah. Because all your relationships end a certain way. And look at the pattern of those relationships ending also. There's a high probability that you are married to a jinn and you do not know it. Like I said, I was married to a jinn. And I used to wonder why, my relationships would start out great, and then all of a sudden they just drop off. And a lot of times it was for no reason why. It would just end, And so in having that happen over time, like I didn't know until I sat with one of my elders in Ghana, and she asked me why was I not married. And I looked at her and I was like, I've been married before. She said, no. Why aren't you married now? And I said, don't have an answer to that question. And she said, somebody like you should be married. There's no reason why you should not be married, because your star is a powerful star. It's bright, and it should always be able to, attract a wife and blah, blah, blah. She was saying all that stuff. And so she said, let me look. So she took a look and found out that I was married to a genie. Now, this is the funny thing. We did a ritual to divorce me from the genie, and I actually felt some kind of way about that. To be honest with you, I did. Felt some kind of way about that because, quite frankly, I enjoyed being with my genie. I didn't know it was a genie initially. I thought she was having sexual dreams. That's what I thought. And so I felt some kind of way about that, but I knew that like this needed to be done. So I did the ritual, and I had to bathe in herbs for 7 days. And over that 7-day period, you just have dreams. And I actually had a dream where my genie came to me in one of the dreams. I think it was maybe the fourth night. The genie came to me and attempted to woo me back, so to speak. And it's the first time like the genie had revealed itself as who it is. Before it was some woman, which was out of my imagination would be like the perfect woman for me. That's how it always occurred. But this time the genie showed its true nature because there was nothing seductive about the dream at all. But the genie was trying to woo me back. And I declined the efforts of the genie. And then when I did that, the dream ended. And I woke up and that genie has not been back since at all. Not at all. So I'm speaking from experience in having a genie. If your relationships are not working, more than likely you're sleeping with the enemy, and that enemy is your genie who is married to you. In order to find out whether or not you're married to a genie, I've given you some of the indications, some of the things that will kind of be a red flag for you to kind of be suspicious of whether or not I may or may not have a genie. And but the only sure way to find out is to have a divination. The only sure way to get rid of your genie is for a specific ritual to be performed, and you actually bathe in these particular herbs that will divorce you from the genie itself. And so then you can go on about your life, and from that point on, you'll probably have more successful relationships. You'll probably be in really successful relationships, and they probably won't end the way that they have ended. Now, you have to change your mindset, because your mind could be still that there are no good men or no good women out there. You have to definitely change that, because if not, you'll be in this vicious cycle, because you'll be looking for the person that you're with to not be good, or what you would consider as quote unquote a good man or a good woman. So your mindset will also have to change along with that. So that's it. That's all I got tonight. See, I didn't even go to 15 minutes. That is quick. And I like doing these lives late at night, actually. Now, it's not too late. So it's like 11:16. But I enjoy doing them at night. So let me see. Those of you who may be curious about having a divination now, I will actually be in Ghana for a month. So I'll be away for a month, and I will not be having any more divinations past the 4th, which is next Monday. So that'll be the last, my last day for divination. So if you need a divination and you want to check on whether or not you have a genie or something like that, or you want to get your star raised, or you need to have a cleansing bath, and everybody needs to have definitely star raised in the cleansing bath. And the cleansing bath actually cleanses you of all of your past transgressions. They can't make you into a virgin, but it will put you in the same state spiritually that you were in before you lost your virginity. And some of us have been with quite a few partners. So you definitely want to cleanse yourself of all of that. It's very important. Let's do that. I actually did that ritual. That ritual is phenomenal. The star raising ritual is phenomenal. All those things are great. If I'm not able to get you in for a divination on Monday, it'll have to be when I return from Ghana. So unfortunately, and my Monday is actually like really getting full. I think it may already be full. It may be like one slot open or something like that, but it's actually filling up very fast. Anyway, that's that. And also, if you are not taking any ARC classes, you need to jump in and take those classes, because those classes are lit, definitely. You could ask some of your friends. Some of you have friends who are in the classes. Ask them how they enjoy the class. It is an ARC is ancestral renewal and communication. It is communicating with your ancestors on a level in which you may not have ever thought was possible at all. That's how deep we go. We go and we communicate with ancestors who are tens of thousands of years old, who haven't walked this earth in tens of thousands of years. And you get a chance to know who they are. You get a chance to know who you are. You get a chance to learn how to use ancestors from different periods. Even learn how valuable ancestors who may have been slaves are, in using them for certain things. So you get to learn all of those things while you're there, and develop an intimate relationship with your ancestors. And at some point, maybe create a shrine if that's what you choose to do. But I'm of the opinion that everybody needs to have an ancestral or family shrine in their homes. They just do, definitely, because those things are so powerful. They're extremely powerful. They will actually resolve probably 90% of the, no, that's too high, not 90, probably 75 to 80% of the issues that you deal with, personally and within your family. It'll resolve most of that stuff, definitely. And then at 20%, it's like you would have to go see an elder or someone who wields a lot of spiritual power to deal with like that last 20% of things, is how that usually works. I think that is about all I need to say tonight. We're right up on 15 minutes, coming up on it really quick. So that's all I got. Hope you all have a fantastic night, and I will see you. I may do a live while I'm in Ghana. I don't know. It depends upon how I feel, because there's like a 5-hour difference in time. So if I do it 11 o'clock at night, their time, that would be what, 7? No, 6 o'clock. That'll be 6 p.m. Here. So I don't know if that'll work. But anyway, that's all I got. Y'all have a fantastic night. Peace.